snacks.
What it do, snackers and snack guests? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with the homie Joe.
Yo!
This is Loaded Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, we're going to talk about the Uncharted movie.
Oh.
We're going to talk about The Batman.
The Batman?
Yeah, there's things happening. And we may get to a couple other things, but...
I got you.
First and foremost, did you see Invisible Man?
Nope. I haven't watched Invisible Man yet.
I'm planning to go see it. I'm hearing good things about it.
Same here.
So that might be on the docket. We might get to that next week.
Dig it.
Yeah, so listen. So, can you name a good video game movie? Come on. Come on. Come on. Nah? For real?
I mean, can
Tomb
Ninja Turtles
Raider?
work? I was like, oh, Tomb Raider. I was like,
Ninja Turtles isn't a video game
that
movie.
it was a movie first, then I'm like Super Nintendo, but the movies kind of came out first. So.
Nah. That's a TV. It's a cartoon and a comic book. It's a comic book turned into a cartoon that then turned into a movie.
But like I said, Tomb Raider was actually pretty good.
Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, any of them joints, they kept making them.
The first couple of Jones,
Resident Evil
I banged with the
joints.
first couple of Resident Evils.
Okay, so it's not like
nothing I would say I can think of
impossible.
right.
Mortal Kombat, first Mortal Kombat.
Okay, yeah.
Street Fighter, terrible. Doom, Jermaine the Rock.
It was okay.
Stop it.
It was okay.
My mother loves the Hitman joints.
Oh, for real?
I don't know why.
For real?
I don't. I think because she doesn't know, like she has no. It's not tied to a game at all for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, the expectation doesn't exist of what.
I think that's why my mom likes it too.
47, does she?
Because I bought it like when it came out. She wanted to see. I was like, I'll buy it here. You can watch it. I'm like,
I don't say, why did you buy it? Why did you do? Why did you do that?
The only thing I had in there was just a normal Blu-ray player, a non-network Blu-ray player. So it kind of was like,
yeah. Yeah, so look, there's been a lot of talk over a number of years about an Uncharted movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they finally nailed down a director, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the director of the new Suicide Squad movie is going to direct. So that's a good thing, because they've been talking about it for weeks. There's been rumors about it, but that's been confirmed. We know Tom Holland is tied to it, and has been for a while. And they added Antonio Banderas to the cast, which I don't know what that means. I don't know who he'll be playing or whatever. But let me just... I mean, Uncharted seems like the kind of a franchise. Uncharted as a game feels like a game that's already based on a movie.
Kind of. Agreed.
Right? Isn't Uncharted just Indiana Jones?
Kind of.
Or I mean, Tomb Raider with a dude. Dude Raider. You know something? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back. Yeah, I mean, Uncharted is, in terms of having, like, being a story-driven narrative game.
Fits the bill.
Yeah, and it draws its roots and inspiration from Indiana Jones. But the last Indiana Jones movies have not been.
They haven't translated the nah.
So that's probably the thing that has me concerned the most. But do you think this is a thing that they're going to be able to... One, do you think it's actually going to happen?
I do think it's going to happen. It seems like it slowly has formed to the peak. It's just a matter of... I'm wondering... I don't know if... I feel like the first one is going to come out the gate and it's just going to be...
You said the first one, like you think they're doing two?
I think they'll go for two. I do.
Hey, bruh, can we get past the first joint
We
first?
can, but I feel like they would probably do a second one because I feel like the first one's going to just do okay.
Yeah, but if it only does okay,
They'll
why
try
would
it
you greenlight
again.
another one?
Because they'll try it again. They'll try it
You think
again.
so?
I think so. They'll look at like a Tomb Raider. I mean, granted, Tomb Raiders were good. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, Tom Holland has some star power. He's got some pull. But I don't know if he's got the chops that people expect for this. Like, I
Type
don't
of
know
thing.
if by tying him to it, if it's not done right, if it's enough to make people want to go see it. Because I feel like Uncharted as a movie needs to appeal to people who have no idea that it's a video
game in the first place.
Like, it needs to. It doesn't sound like anybody who is tied to Naughty Dog is tied to this movie at all.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Not a writer, not a producer.
I don't like that.
Any of the above. And the movie is supposed to come out in like March of 2021.
A year. So we're talking a year. And they haven't done
nothing.
I don't say nothing yet. Like, yeah, we got a couple people in play, but Mark Wahlberg is there now.
Mark Wahlberg is supposed to be playing Sully. So it's young Nathan and Sully. So, I mean, this is obviously going to be a movie that then really takes place before we get to know them as
the real
characters that we know from it. So maybe it is like a prequel
type of thing.
You know what I mean?
And they plan to try to get him to grow into it a little bit, maybe. Because I know they did an interview with Mark Wahlberg, as a matter of fact, and he said he's only signed to do one movie. So,
which makes sense.
They're gonna
that makes sense. Tom Holland is probably only attached to this movie because of his ties to Sony because of Spider-Man.
Agreed.
Yeah, just keeping it a whole buck. That probably is. I'm not saying that he's not the right
fit for it.
Person for it. They probably could have pulled almost anybody though. You know what I mean? Like Nathan Drake more or less looks like an everyman, or he looks like I can't think of his name. What's his name? Plays Castle. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not even like to be honest with you, I'm not really. I don't really like the Uncharted games. Just
I ain't gonna lie, I've only played the first one, so
it was listen. You know what? I'm not gonna get into that right now.
Because that'd be
that's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna get into that right now. I understand why people like them. I do. My opinion on them is that they are okay. I think they're good stories. Right? Like, I think they're written well and so forth, but I think, like, for real, from a gameplay perspective, they're pretty basic. Like, they're relatively basic shooting, basic whatever. Like, there's nothing
over
fantastic
the top,
about playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have some over-the-top set pieces, right? That kind of make you feel like you running through the train and the train is falling. And, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But as far as, like, the gameplay mechanics and so forth, like,
nothing new, nothing. Yeah,
nah.
I can agree with that.
It was kind of like, you know, at least Laura had double Glocks. She was out there, wah, 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 like, you know what I mean?
Swing
like,
from the vines and
just, you know, but we didn't have anything like that then. You know what I mean? So, like, it just, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not, I'm not super sure about Uncharted.
Right now. A little worried.
I'll be honest. I would almost rather see them take a swing at a God of War movie than an Uncharted movie.
I would definitely see God of War before I saw it. If they were to complete both of those, God of War would be seen first.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, especially after what they did with the most recent God of War, in terms of the story and making him a father, I don't even think you have to do that though. I think that Kratos over time became a character that you identify with the beginning of his story, but you don't identify with it after that. He's just kind of an angry dude who's running around and, you know, killing people or whatever. But I think that there is something to be said for telling that initial story, which is a lot like Gladiator, but that initial story of what happened and being on the brink of war and, you know, ending up losing his family, killing his family, wearing their ashes. Like, I just feel like there's a great story in there that could really make a solid movie. It would probably make a better anime, but could really translate to a solid film. That I don't know you could call God of War. I don't know that you should call it God of War, but you could call it something else. Kratos something. It could be a God of War.
That's just it. Kratos.
I don't know if that's marketable. You know what I mean? Like, we know the name and know what it means.
Right,
I don't know if just Kratos is marketable, but I'm just saying, like, if I had to go through, is there a video game franchise you think should have a movie that doesn't?
I'd have to go through, but
that's the hard questions right there.
It's like those few story driven, like a God of War, like it's just a lot of them I don't feel that would translate well. Like the same way they keep trying to take anime and make these live action movies that just absolutely don't work.
You mean like Death Note?
Oh God. Oh God.
I mean, look, Mark Wahlberg being attached to Uncharted. I mean, let's not forget that my man did the Max Payne movie.
Yeah.
Garbage. Garbage.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for good things for Uncharted, but just like it's supposed to be next year. I mean, we really don't have any of the groundwork. I kind of feel like the script is just sitting there and it literally just says Uncharted, and there's like nothing on the inside of it.
Real talk.
Literally, or just open it and the game is just laying there, like the disc is there. Something. Here, play the game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's not a lot. I mean, there aren't a lot of games that I just be like, yeah, I want this in a movie. I just feel like games being as interactive as they are don't tend to translate.
Mm-hmm.
But they can. I think Mortal Kombat works just because of the action, because it's a fighting game, but it has a story that's supposed to lead you through the tournament.
Right.
And they're fighting for something bigger, right? Where, like, Street Fighter doesn't work because the story's so convoluted. You know what I mean? I don't know. It don't quite work. But I don't know, man. Like, I could see, like, maybe even an Ori and the Blind Forest, like, just kind of doing something, like, not necessarily a live action, but just
CG
like,
type.
Yeah, or just an animated feature. You know what I'm saying? That just kind of shows you that struggle and kind of what happened, and whatever. Even if there's not a lot of talking, there are definitely movies that have been good that don't have a whole lot of speech in them or whatever. So I don't know. It seems like those two things just don't tend to work well. Trying to translate a movie into a game tends not to work,
mm-hmm.
and trying to translate a game into a movie tends not to work.
Just leave them alone.
But speaking of movies, this Robert Pattinson Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming around on this?
I'm starting to feel okay. Like, everyone was going on the bat suit that we saw, but my thought is, like, let's be real here. That's probably, as though it's not the real suit. That may be something. Well,
you don't think so?
I think maybe aspects of it probably is going to build to whatever the full real suit's actually going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that suit has something to truly do with, like, riding the motorcycle and all that. Like, there's no cape. It could be CG. Don't really know. But
yeah,
like, they may CGI it in, but I feel like it may just have something to do with the bike setup. But I'm feeling okay because of the fact the Batman is what this is really truly shaping up and looking like.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to feel pretty good about it.
Man, and that's fair. We got to see the Batmobile. I like the direction it's leaning in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not uncommon for us to get fresh takes on Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that the take that we got most recently was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The Nolan one was better than what we got with Affleck.
Mm-hmm. And it's like,
and you know how I feel about the Nolan ones. So,
and it's like I like Ben Affleck, but it was just the way that they wanted Batman to be, like, the comic relief, like, the getting hurt. Oh, I can feel that. Like, I hate it. It was cool. It was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it just, I'm like, but I like Ben Affleck. That's the crazy part. I actually liked him as Batman.
Did you?
I did.
What did you like about it?
It was, I don't know exactly what it was that sold it 100% to me, but maybe it was because I went in with very low expectations, I think, and then because it came out better, I'm like, you know what? I like it. Because I absolutely went in with low. When they first announced that, oh, Ben Affleck's Batman, I'm just like, oh.
Nah. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. I did not like that joint. I didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman. But understand that we didn't have a Batman movie.
Mm-hmm. It was just thrown in Batman versus Superman. Boom.
Ooh, that joint's bad, bro. Like, you don't really get a chance to. I don't really feel like Ben Affleck got the opportunity to act and portray Batman.
Batman's the truth. Yeah, agree.
You get small moments with him and Alfred. You know what I mean? Even small moments of, again, like that little bit of levity where Flash is like, "What's your power?" and he's like, "I'm rich." You know, or whatever, which is just kind of the running joke, right? Anyway, I don't really think, because we didn't get a Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever really got to see him.
True opportunity of what he could potentially do.
Yeah, like we didn't really ever see him do what he does in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We only got to see him seeing this overarching picture of all these other beings that have these powers and abilities that made him afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was old, you know, or whatever.
And that still didn't fit. Didn't fit the mold of everything. Like Clark, Superman's still kind of the younger version. I don't want to say younger, but he clearly wasn't old as Bruce Wayne was.
Right.
Wonder Woman, yes, age-wise, she's probably the oldest of all of them, but she clearly wasn't. Yeah. So he was seasoned. He was a veteran. Like, he has been doing this for a very long time.
You just never saw it.
So it was just out of place.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know.
I don't like it. I felt like, it was like, this was a Bruce on the edge of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
With no Robin, nobody, no Nightwing, nobody he's training to take over because he ain't do his job. Like, it's not over yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. And I'm not saying that's Affleck's fault.
Right.
I put that more on Zack Snyder and as a director and the writers and whatever, and trying to go dark and just whatever direction they thought they were leaning in. I kind of put it more on that than anything else. But I think that this new Batman is an opportunity for them to kind of reset.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we talked last week about this whole possibility of this DC merger for their publishing side, you know, possibly with Marvel. And you know, the Batman feels like, just like with the comics, there's this last-ditch effort that seems to be being made to try to rescue the publishing. Well, they also can't continue to pour money into movies and not
get the result.
Yeah, get the return on the investment. So, and they're pulling in a ton of big names. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman, but it's like her and Chris Pine, and for the most part, those are the only major names that are on it. And I wouldn't even say that her name was a major name at the time that she did it. You know what I mean? Like, I think most people, like, she been in Fast and Furious, stuff like that, right? But I feel like most people, when she got introduced as Wonder Woman, people were like, who?
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? Then it was like, she too skinny. She can't be one, you know what I mean? Like, all of that or whatever. And it was like, nobody looked at her and was like, oh, that's Wonder Woman. But she did that.
Yeah.
Like, she did that joint.
That joint was dope.
But, like, the names that are tied to that joint, it's not like you have big star power or whatever to pull people in. I feel like they're doing a lot of name dropping with the Batman, with all the different villains and all that kind of stuff. It just seems like they really trying to push it, which means they spending some money. Money that it would easily appear that they're not willing to spend on Wonder Woman.
Right.
But they are willing to spend on Batman, who is already more or less a tried and true box office hit. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. So I don't know, man. I think Robert Pattinson got a shot at this. I like the idea of him playing Batman or Bruce Wayne, actually even more than Affleck as Bruce Wayne, especially this version of Bruce Wayne that is the Batman. Again, if y'all haven't seen the Batman,
you need to go watch that. You need to go watch that.
That joint is a real thing.
We're going to get another Joker.
That is a real thing. Let's take a quick break. Loading snacks. Welcome back. Let's change gears a little bit.
Cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been kind of trying to avoid this, but I don't think we're gonna be able to, just because generally we don't try to get into things that are political or any of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Coronavirus is having an effect on everything, and so that is also having an effect on pop culture. And we are seeing a lot of conventions get canceled, delayed, shut down, major companies pulling out, whatever. And we've seen it a lot. We've talked about it a lot in terms of like video games. But there was some, I don't know, there was some issues, online this past week that had to do with Emerald City Comic-Con.
I saw that.
And people seem to be concerned that Emerald City Comic-Con was going to continue to go forward. Which, that's up to them.
Right.
But, Emerald City Comic-Con is in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle is where we have our first confirmed deaths from the coronavirus, COVID-19 specifically. Coronavirus is the flu,
it's a generic,
like,
it's a generic term, but
and so now it's got all of us as con goers, convention goers, whether they're comic conventions or they're business conventions or they're video game conventions, whatever it is.
Big congregation of people
that kind of come from all over the place. It is changing things. The landscape is a little different, and so I think Emerald City, in my opinion, Emerald City is handling it the right way because they are deciding to continue to move forward with the con. They are, telling people they can get their money back, whatever, which is what you should do under a circumstance like this. Because otherwise, people don't show up or they're upset because of it, and it's really out of their control.
Right.
More than anything. How are you feeling about just this convention? Because we're right at the beginning of convention season.
Right.
WonderCon's coming. Like, it's just, how are you feeling about all of this?
Like, as of right now, I feel like the thing is we still need to try to live normally, but still being mindful that the situation is the way that it is right now, because it's like you can't be scared of every single little thing that's going to happen. I mean, granted, this is a serious matter,
right?
But don't let it stop you from living your life. Like, I feel like the cons are going to do, like, I like what Emerald City's doing. Hey, if you guys don't feel comfortable coming, you know what, we're going to refund your badges. But at the same time, we're taking extra precautions with cleanliness, security, of the way things are going to be.
Yeah, but are they?
Hey, all we can do is just go by what they...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are the kinds of things that are the expectations that you would think you should see? Right? Like, just a shiting of hand sanitizer on deck somewhere. Like, you can't even walk into a grocery store right now and pick up hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Clean the shelves, like, all that. That's crazy.
Just regular hand soap. Like, for real? Why is it that all of a sudden hand soap is just gone? Like, are people just buying it in super bulk because they're afraid they're not going to be able to get it? They want to have it.
They someone trying to resell it, because
I'm sure that's some of it.
Because Amazon had to buckle down on that, because people was selling hand sanitizer and all these soaps for
they were selling
stupid prices.
Like a box of masks that is normally sold for like $20. They were going for like $450.
Like
it's out of control, y'all. It's out of control, but it's a real thing. These are the kind of things that happen truly when there is the possibility of an outbreak or an epidemic or a pandemic. Like, it's a real thing. People just, there are going to be people who try to take advantage of the situation or who, you know, whatever. And it's kind of like, you know, but there's also a lot of misinformation that's out there. And so for real, like, as far as like going to conventions and traveling, people tend to get sick when they come back from a convention anyway.
Very. That's on facts.
They just do. It's a real thing.
The con crud.
We call it con crud. People know it. You know what I'm saying? You see it every time we go to a convention. And we're talking about like the same people that we see at conventions, at all the conventions we go to, the same people. You know as well as I do, somebody on Monday morning is going to be like,
yo, I got that.
I called out of work. I got that crud. I can't shake it. You know, or whatever. Like, when you go to a convention with all of these people and they are all touching things and moving and you know, germs are out there. It's real. So you just got to do the things you normally do, right? Wash your hands, and sure, use hand sanitizer. You know,
whatever this is, you know. I was just randomly thinking that this was gonna
rant to the tough. I got a comment on that. I got a comment on that. It was a good one too. Shout out to Kevin Stark. He told me what his wife calls it. But like just the normal things that you would do to protect yourself just because you don't want to get sick anyway. Start by doing those things.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't do those things to begin with.
Hey, listen, bruh, listen to me. I'm adamant about when I go into a men's room and then somebody walks in after I do and they don't wash their hands when they leave. That destroys me. Cause they just walk out and go touch public stuff. Drives me, yeah.
Back in retail days, and to see that, I'm like, I just want like, you need to leave. You just need to leave. Go out the door. Or like one of my cohorts be helping. I'm like, I'm gonna need you now to go to the bathroom and wash your hands. Cause
don't shake, bruh. Listen, not even to be disrespectful.
Howie man down.
There are people who I will shake hands with, but yo. Fist bumps.
What up, bro? Elbow. You just get the nod. Like Nooch on now just saw the dude. They were like,
You don't have to touch everybody's hands, y'all. I mean, look, we are probably going to see this get worse before it gets better. We are probably going to see it affect other Comic-Cons. There are big cons that are coming to our area here in the DMV, like Awesome Con, which is more or less around the corner at the beginning of May. BlurCon is coming up midsummer. We know that All Star will do something. It won't be a con, but they will do something. You know, and we know each other and we love each other because we see each other all the time. So one, we certainly don't want any of us to get sick. But there's also, I mean, there's a lot of kids that, you know, are in and out of cons and stuff like that. So, I mean, really, look, I just think if you're planning on going, unless they cancel it, you should go. Right? But you just I mean, I keep hand sanitizer in my bag anyway. That's just a parent thing. But, you know, I parent y'all too. I got some extra.
I'm cool. Like, first I was like, hey, yo, let me get that hand sanitizer right quick.
All of that, man. Yeah, I think we're going to continue to see stuff like that. So, you know, look, just, you know, keep your eye on it. Be mindful, right? Pay attention so that you know if, like, for some reason, if there's a main person that you were going to the con to see, if you were trying to get an autograph or whatever, and that person pulls out, like, don't be mad at him for pulling out. Just kind of have in your head that this is a thing that might happen. I'm paying to go see this person, and that person might pull out because maybe it's dangerous or whatever it is.
They could be sick, and they may be trying to...
Yep. Contact whoever it is that runs your convention. Look at the bottom of their webpage. Get their contact information. Shoot them an email. Hey, if for some reason y'all cancel or whatever, what are my options for getting my money back? ABC. You know, do those things, set those, just kind of get yourself set up ahead. I just told you, I bought tickets for a show that's in the summer, And I don't normally get, for real, I probably should, but I don't normally get insurance on ticket protection. But I did, because who knows?
And in this case, that one possibly may actually pay off.
No doubt, bro. So, anyway, do that. Stay safe. We appreciate you guys staying and watching to the end. Want to shout out all our Patreon supporters. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us. Please share that information. Let other people know that if you like the content that we have and that we create enough that you joined as a Patreon supporter, if there's somebody else that you know who you think might like what we do, put them onto the free stuff, but let them know that they can also support us there. We greatly appreciate it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That helps us keep it going. So with that, we're out. Toodles and loos. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.